And welcome back to the Back Nine, the New Year's Classic here at Lake Chabot Golf Course in Oakland, California. I'm Peter Sontag, and I'm here with
Cody Kirkland, disc golfer from the East Bay. If you didn't join us for part one, we have our leaders Thomas and Austin at 11 under, Evan at 10 under, Jacob at 9, and Leif riding at the card at 7 under. The back nine of the Hills course is going to be similar to the front in that there's a lot of birdieable holes, but I would say the difficulty increases a bit. Starting off with hole 10, 579 feet, par 3. The road and beyond is OB, as is the path on the right. This hole is reachable despite being 579 due to the downhill nature of it. However, if you turn one over trying to get there, very easy to flex it over the road or over the path on the right and go OB. So it's a lot of risk reward if you want to get the birdie here.
got Austin throwing a backhand. He's got the momentum. He was picking up strokes, and let's see if he can carry on the back nine.
Yeah, it looks like he takes a safer line with something pretty overstable. Should leave him maybe 150 or 200 feet to the basket into a somewhat tricky green as it slopes away from the player. So that safe play to lay up a little short left is actually still challenging to close out for the par. We'll see if anyone gets hyper aggressive here looking for the birdie.
Yeah, this one's very birdieable, but you do got to get aggressive. It's just a long downhill shot, really nothing in the way.
There's a great line on Evan's shot, but he doesn't have the distance either, so he's going to have another upshot there. We'll see what Leif goes with here. You'll notice these players are taking the safe, overstable disc downhill. There was a little bit of headwind on this hole, meaning taking something a little flippier is very scary, especially considering you're throwing downhill, which makes everything less stable, as is.
And yeah, if it turns over and goes downhill, you're going to cross that road.
Absolutely.
And this one is deceptive. It looks a lot more reachable than it is, because there's really nothing in the way. It's just wide open down the hill. Seems like you can get there, but a lot of these guys are coming up short. He put a little extra on it.
That's nice. I would say unless you have truly elite power, you have to flex this to really get it a look at birdie here, as Jacob just did, flexed it a bit and gave himself a long look. And to flex it, as we've mentioned, brings in the risk of the OB.
Because you got the road and the path, and anything that turns like that one is.
Yep, and there's Thomas getting a bit more aggressive, and it flips over on him. Skips off the path and stays safe.
Nice.
Incredible. Tombstones off a skip.
That's how muddy it is out there.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I've seen a tombstone off a skip before, but with these muddy conditions, this is, I guess, the time to see it.
Yeah, he got aggressive there and tried to get there, but everybody else is just laying it up so far.
Yep, good shot there by Leif. As I mentioned, not the easiest upshot here. If you get a little too much hyzer on this upshot, it's easy to skip and roll away.
It's certainly not one you want to bid at with too much authority with that downhill.
Absolutely. Hoop lays it up there nicely. Should have a tap-in par. There's Evan, perhaps thinking about getting a little aggressive, but doesn't give it too much energy, so he should have a routine cleanup there.
Well, Tom's got an uphill shot, so he can give it a little bit more of an effort, but he's down there a ways.
Yeah, if you could choose a 90-footer on this hole, this is what you would choose. But
yes, this is what you want.
Pretty difficult to get here safely.
So he'll happily take his par.
And here's Jacob, really the only one with a look at birdie. We'll see if he can capitalize. Looks like he is outside of the circle, maybe about 45 feet. Nice.
There you go. Very nice.
Great putt there by Jacob.
Got aggressive and made it.
Had some putting struggle so far on the front nine, but nice to see him pick that one up, especially on such a difficult hole. Here's Evan with really the only tester of the group.
Ouch.
And leaves it just short.
Yep.
And his reaction is all of our reactions upon missing that putt.
Yep, we've all been there. That's why it's a tester.
The thought of, how could I do that? What was I thinking?
Why
did I do that?
But we've all been there. It happens.
Yeah.
This just happens to be about the worst time to have it happen.
Yeah, we've all missed 15-footers, but can we say we've all missed 15-footers on camera? And Evan has that privilege.
In the lead card.
cleanups for par from the rest of the group there.
This was a nice putt right here. A little bit of downhill.
This is one where if you catch the band or you catch the rim, it would be very easy to roll away. And
You caught the good part of the band.
yeah,
The part that kicked it down and in.
yeah, just a little high, but good enough. Hole 11 is a par 4, 528 feet. The cart path on the right and beyond will play as OB, as will the fence on the left. That golf green will also play as OB and is positioned pretty effectively. It's about a 380-foot carry to get over to the far side. So if you want to get aggressive and go right over the green, you'll have an easier upshot. Otherwise, you can play on the right side.
So we'll see if these guys are going to carry the green and play it up safe. Because even playing safe has its trouble with that cart path out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great shot there by Jacob. Plays it just left of the cart path. Got great distance as well, so shouldn't have too long of an upshot. There will be a little obstructed. Here's Hoop, perhaps sawing it off a little bit. Lands on the
But
green.
Gets right across.
Yep, skips and settles in the first cut, which is safe.
Nice shot there.
Here's Leif also attacking right at the green. We'll see if he gets the same skip over. Oh, lands a little shorter on the green and sticks on it.
Does not quite get the turnover skip.
Yeah, this green is positioned at a good distance where if you don't get a perfect shot or you don't get a great distance on your shot, it's easy to put one right on top of
Right,
it.
and it's just teasing everybody that thinks they can get over it and know they can get over it, but
Yeah.
on occasion they don't. There's a very nice shot right there. Staying out wide.
Yeah, I think that's that same Halo Destroyer that Thomas has been throwing through on the last hole as well that has some nice early turn to it. Flip that up really nicely.
I'm thinking all these guys are going to want to carry the green.
Absolutely. Here's Evan going right at the
Looks like
green.
he's
We'll
got a
see if he
good
has the
angle.
distance,
Yeah.
and he does. Nice shot. That might be the best position to be as far as approaching this pin, just due to the position of the trees in front.
Yeah, I found a little bit to the left is good, but too far left is not.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Absolutely.
a nice clean window that he was aiming at that he didn't quite make. But
Yep.
you can see here where it's just get through that gap.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Hoop intentionally went to this left side so he can throw this flick up shot through the gap.
Oh,
Saws that one off a little bit, though, and catches
just
the
a
tree.
little. So he's got the traditional gap right between the two tall pines.
Yeah, probably about 220 feet straight at it.
A little bit of a low ceiling, but mostly you just want to punch it right through there.
Jacob is a little bit on the right, so now he has to pick, and he's choosing to go flick left of the tree, which I think is probably the best choice.
Yeah,
Throws
that
it
was a
well,
good
but
play.
a little long. And then here's Thomas after that huge drive.
It was very nicely placed. Puts his right about where you want to be.
Here's Leif from deep, circle 2, leaves it just short.
Couldn't quite clean it up after hitting that tree.
Yeah, and here's Hoop, 50-footer, I would say 50-50 to go in.
Yeah, with the momentum he's had.
Oh,
Good bid.
Just off the
Good
right
bid.
chains there. There's Thomas for birdie. Nice to right the ship there and
Yep.
get back going the positive direction.
Took a little extra time after that last one.
Yeah, at this point through 11 holes, we're not seeing particularly hot scores from the group, keeping the scores of the group pretty tight. At one point, I know Thomas had a bit of a lead, but now he's just got the one-stroke lead. Good putt there by Jacob. Catches on the left side.
Yeah, everybody's playing pretty aggressive, but nobody's really running away with it yet.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's Hoop cleaning up his par.
So at this point, they just want to keep their position. Just don't shoot yourself in the foot. Can't win today, but you can certainly lose.
Hole 12, 240 feet. This play is more like 360, 370, I would say.
Yes, it's a tough one.
Extremely uphill, mandatory left of an initial tree, so you cannot go the wide hyzer. Pretty much forces you into throwing this low ceiling gap shot straight into the hill. To park this, you really have to test that ceiling, which is a lot to ask, because if you catch it, the upshot is not very easy.
Yeah, slightly turnover backhand.
Yep.
So he's going low.
That's the common miss for sure. Didn't test the ceiling, didn't park the hole, but should have a pretty routine up and down, if not a long look at birdie.
Yeah, I would expect these guys to get there if they can really just kiss that ceiling. He's got about the right height.
There's Thomas
That's
through
a
the
nice
thick of the
turn.
gap. Nice, skips up there
There
and
you
parks
go.
it. Great
Yep.
shot.
That was perfect. So he's definitely got his momentum back and shook off those early jitters or whatever he had on that putt.
Yeah, and there's Evan trying to park it, test the gap, and
Yep.
catches the ceiling. There's Hoop a little overturned, but gets the skip anyway and
nice
should
shot,
have a
yeah.
putt for birdie.
Yeah, he didn't get the great lie, but it was a good shot.
Leif hits the gap as well.
Didn't
And
quite turn it over.
yep. On this one in particular, I think it was helpful to go with a very flippy disc to be successful, because you have to throw very low and very uphill. So I think the
Agreed.
hyzer flip was the easiest way to park the hole.
Yeah, if you can get a little turnover in your disc as well as your shot, then you'd be all right.
Absolutely. Let's see if Evan can get up and down here from really maybe 80 feet off the tee. Nice forehand there.
So here he's thinking he's got to run at it, and he does. But it's not an easy shot.
Yeah, this is a very tempting basket to putt at, sitting up on that stump
Yeah.
with the sun shining through it. Very inviting to give it a run, although
was a
you
good
can
run
get some
there.
bad results.
Yeah, there's definitely hill on all sides.
Yep. Here's Hoop with a great drive that left him a pretty difficult putt. We'll see if he can get this one in. Wow.
Nice. So he's definitely storming right now.
The putting hot streak continues.
Yes.
He's made a couple of those pretty difficult low knee straddle putts. His spin
Right.
putt is well suited for those. Seems like he can generate all the power and accuracy he needs with mostly just his upper body.
Pretty much any position, and he's putting them in.
Tap in birdie for Thomas there. Great birdie. Keeps himself in the lead. One over Hoop. And the rest will tap in for par.
It was a decent putt.
Just off the right side there for Leif.
He's still trying to get his momentum going.
Yeah, he's just been a little bit off so far.
Yeah.
Hole 13 is a par 4, 480 feet. Probably plays more like 600 or 650, I would say.
So yeah, this one's tough.
Fairly uphill, very low ceiling coming out off the tee. This cart path on the left is safe, so you can see low shots that skip on the left side and be safe. There is a green that can go B, and there's really, I would say, two primary lines. You can either go for that middle gap or that low right gap with the hyzer.
And that low ceiling really keeps you from getting a lot of distance off of this tee. So
Yeah, if you get 350 off this tee, you've thrown a great drive.
yeah. So most of your work's going to be on the next shot.
Yeah, beautiful shot there by Thomas.
That's
Just
right, where you want to be.
picture perfect. One thing we neglected to mention on the preview is it's also very muddy on this hole.
Right, on that uphill angle and an uphill throw from the mud is not friendly.
Not at all. There's Hoop going for that low ceiling and just catches that last branch there. That's going to leave him in a difficult spot for birdie at least.
That was a tough one because it was dead center. It looked good. Just cut that one little finger.
Yeah, it's honestly pretty rare to see Hoop miss the height on those forehands. He seems like he's got great height and angle control on his forehand. There's Jacob finding that left tree of the gap. As we've seen so far, this is not the easiest gap to hit. It's quite a low ceiling, and it's not particularly close to the tee. As well as the fact that you want to get some distance on this tee shot so that you can have a manageable upshot. There's Leif
Right
getting out
there.
through the gap.
So a little bit of trouble for those guys, but some are getting through. But it's not an easy upshot on this one.
Yeah, Jacob has actually avoided the bad footing here by staying up on top.
But he's got the distance to
But he's
cover,
got a lot of distance to cover. Exactly.
which he got most of, but not as much as he wanted.
Oh, a very favorable
Nice.
roll, though. takes him from a difficult putting spot to a makeable birdie look. That'd be an incredible birdie after hitting that first
Yeah,
tree.
it would be nice. Here the footing's not so bad.
Yeah.
Again, the distance
Like
is
you
the
said, the
issue.
distance. Yeah, the distance is a lot. The real only obstacle going into this green is that last tree there. That hoop is just left of. Hitting that tree or being behind it can mean putting for birdie is very difficult.
Oh, there it is. The stance slipped in the mud.
Yeah, the only silver lining is his footing will be good on the next shot.
Yes.
He's found the best footing on the hole, which is that cart path.
Here is, it's close enough they're going to reach it. It's just how they're going to get around that one tree.
Yeah, Leif taking the straight at it line.
Nicely done.
Well executed. Great shot
Right.
there.
Thomas is lining up for the same line, it looks like.
Yep, wants to go a little turnover backhand around that tree and leaves it a little short there.
Got a little bit of a straddle out of there.
Yeah. It's tempting to go the big hyzer around that tree, but
Yeah.
you're asking for a roll away if you find the wrong spot on that hill.
It's true, and then the footing makes it hard to get that D.
Absolutely. Looks like Evan catches the tree. And may have stuck in the tree.
Yeah, looks like it.
Looks like. Again, the 2-meter rule is not in effect for this tournament, so he won't be taking a penalty. He will just be, the penalty will be putting from underneath the tree. Hoop missing just short there on his long birdie attempt.
A bit of a tree in his way.
Great putt there. Wow.
Bad luck there.
Yeah.
That was a great putt.
That was, I mean, that looked like it hit the pole to me. Those should
Yeah.
generally stay in the basket. Jacob's had a lot of misfortune on the putting green so far in this
Yeah,
round.
he's
A
had
lot
some
of
trouble.
spit outs. Good putt
Good,
by
solid
Thomas.
putt.
And that helps a lot. That gives him 2 over Hoop
Yeah.
when it seemed like Hoop had all the momentum just a couple holes ago.
Yep, seems like he's definitely got his ship righted.
There's Evan from under the tree with that 2-meter.
Nicely done.
Nice. Or I should say the lack of a 2-meter penalty. The disc is 2-metered, but he faces no consequences for it. Nice par there.
Yeah, not the toughest hole, but certainly is not an easy hole. If you just keep it down the fairway, then you'll be able to come out of it okay. But as you can see, they did not all make it down the fairway because of that tight window.
Yeah, I would say you'll see less birdies than you'd expect given the distance, just due to the difficulty of the tee shot and the difficulty of the footing. Oh, wow, that one just spat right through for Jacob there.
He is definitely having some bad luck.
Yeah,
And Thomas is
beautiful putt.
playing steady right now.
Yeah.
After a really good start, he slowed down a little, but he's got it going again.
Yeah, we come on to hole 14, 253 feet. Probably plays more like 340 or 350, just due to the uphill nature of it. The right side is not OB, but it is awful. And left of the basket, the only OB on the hole is the bathroom, if you throw inside of. There's no door, so it is possible to throw inside the bathroom and take an OB stroke.
I did not see that.
I don't think our players will be too worried about it, but the difficulty here is just the angle from the tee. You have to throw a little anhyzer or a forehand, not really a hyzer line on the hole.
But this is definitely one that they're expecting to get. This
Absolutely.
is a birdie hole. Not too many of them, as you mentioned, but this is one of them.
Absolutely. Thomas overturned his into that right stuff. We'll see what he has. Leif throws one up close.
You would expect him with this sidearm to be able to get this one.
Yep, great line
It's a
on
good
it.
sidearm hole.
Good shot. Should be a routine 20-footer for birdie. Jacob going with a turnover backhand and just plays it
Nicely
perfectly.
done. Definitely shaking off that bad break off the last green.
Yeah, I think the difficulty on this hole is really finding the right stability.
Yeah, that's right. Which he did on that one. Pulled it,
Yeah.
turned it over, pulled it back.
If you throw something a little too overstable and you finish left, you can either be behind that bathroom or behind that tree with a difficult putt. And if you throw something a little too understable, you can be where Thomas is, which is, I mean, we'll see if he can make this, but I imagine this is not a very good lie. Oh, just
Yeah,
off the front
looks
rim.
like he had a little bit of an obstruction, but
Here's Leif for birdie. Good
nice
stroke.
putt.
Dead center.
Very good putt.
This is an opportunity for Hoop to grab one back on Thomas here, get back within one. Nice putt. I feel like Hoop's had a lot of these so far this round, either straddles or straddles on a knee
That's true.
Really uphill lies, and he's been capitalizing on pretty much all of them.
Yeah, it has not slowed him down at all.
Evan and Thomas tapping in their pars all before we get to Jacob's drive. Just a really beautiful drive there.
Yep. And again, this one, if you don't do it, these guys feel like they blew it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no real significant OB in the way. No gap to hit. Just find the right stability and find the right distance.
That was a good solid putt. Dead center, high in the chains.
Yeah, that's really what Leif is known for, that silky smooth backhand and putting. Hole 15 is a par 3, 414 feet. The whole right side here, right of the cart path, is OB, that whole tree line. This plays very difficult to birdie.
This is a tough one.
You have to either go a big Anheuser, or perhaps if you had just mega distance forehand, you can get a putt. I would say most players would be happy with a 3 here. And the players that get greedy looking for a 2 will often find 4s.
Yeah, I would expect to see some sidearms off of this one, but I guess it is a pretty big pull. And just laying it up there, keeping it safe is good enough.
Yeah, you know it's going to be a big forehand if Hoop's not throwing it.
Yeah, that's
because he will throw a
exactly.
forehand generally whenever he can.
Figured he would, but
Here's the big Anheuser backhand right around the tree line.
and he did not
Wow.
need that sidearm.
That was an
a
incredible
great
shot. Should
Yeah,
leave
that's
him
the
to look
trick.
for
If you
birdie.
get that glide on this turnover, you can get it to go over there. But if you turn it over too much or throw it out flat, which is fine, you get your 3. But
Yep.
those big shots that catch the glide and just carry and wrap around that corner once they get up to the ridge line. But you got to get up there across the valley.
For sure. You see Jacob and Evan making the same safe mistake as you're
Right.
mentioning of not turning it over enough and
Which-
playing for a par over there on the left side.
Which is good because, like you say, off to that right side is danger. Looks like Thomas is getting aggressive as well.
See if you got the angle right.
There's that glide.
Wow, another
Yep,
great shot from
very
Thomas.
nice.
Wow,
he
looks
even
like
got
he's
right of the
marked.
basket. Yeah, a couple of good ones there.
Yeah, this hole plays pretty difficult to get a birdie. To see 2 look like with good birdie opportunities is very well played from the card.
Yeah, I think birdie here is doing pretty good. And the upshots are not that easy either because it slopes off in all directions.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a little
That's
flat
it.
area that the basket's on top of and then a hill everywhere else.
So they're all trying to be safe. You really don't want any work left on the green. You just want to be right there.
Nice up from Leif. And wow, Hoop is closer even than I thought, maybe
Yeah.
20 feet. Oh, and leaves it
Ooh.
short.
That's uncharacteristic.
Yeah, with the level that he's been putting at this round, it's surprising to see him let one get away there.
Yeah. Sometimes it just gets in your head. Maybe you waited around too long or thought about it too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be on a whole round,
It
right?
is,
Like, if you've
yeah.
been putting well for most of a round, sometimes you might think that means you can putt well the whole round, but it's tough to be on for a whole round.
Right. And then thinking you got a park job, and then you wait and you wait. And
You get up there and you have some work left.
Yeah, a
and
little
you're
bit.
Not ready for it, yeah.
right.
Nice birdie there from Thomas.
It's got a little momentum going again.
Yep. He's really been keeping Hoop at bay here. Hoop's
Yeah.
been playing pretty well, but Thomas has been finding birdies at the right times.
Yeah, Thomas had a few bad holes, but he's definitely got his game going here.
Yep, just tap-ins for par for Leif and Hoop. Yeah, I would say that's one of the toughest birdies on the course. So to see
really is.
two in the circle was very impressive.
Yeah, because you got to pretty much know you're going to go for it, turn that thing over, risk that drop off.
Yep.
And put everything you got on it. And then not do that.
Yeah, there's the disappointment, the immediate regret.
Yeah, it wasn't high enough.
Hole 16, also an extremely difficult birdie. The cart path on the left side and beyond is OB. The ceiling is lower than it has been in years past. So you have to go down and then back up a hill through this ground that is not particularly skippy due to the mud. I would say seeing a look for 2 here would be a very impressive shot.
I agree. This one's hard to get to because you got to throw it high like that
Yep.
and then get under that branch. So And then a big skip would be required too. It's just very difficult to reach this one.
Yeah, I think this was much more birdieable in when the ceiling was less low, but it's gotten tough.
There's
It's not
the skip,
unbirdieable,
and
but
there's the line.
wow, an incredible shot
Nice,
there.
Yeah, that was it right there.
Got the perfect height.
And a good skip.
We see Hoop going with the flex forehand down that gap. Gets a good
Which is
skip as
risky
well.
with those flags over there. Looks like he might be paying the price.
Yeah, I believe the
Okay.
I believe those stakes are there are a lot of stakes in the course, and some are OB for us and some are not. I believe in this case that right side is not OB, which honestly I appreciate from the course designers because the left side's already OB and the hole is punishing enough as is.
It is tough off that edge.
There's Jacob, had a good line on it, catches the last
Oh.
tree. And I
Was looking good.
Yeah, it was looking good, and now he's probably going to have to settle for a par. Here's Thomas, maybe 180 feet out, 200 feet out.
Just wants to get this one close. Last couple holes, just
Yeah,
grab
absolutely.
what he's got.
He's got
and
2
get out
strokes
of
on
it.
Hoop right now. If he could keep that through 18, I'm sure he'd
Yeah.
be extremely happy. Gets that one pretty close. Here's Evan. Nice upshot. Puts himself in position for par. Even when you get a long look like Jacob has here, it's not tempting to run because it drops
Yeah.
off again right after the basket. So you really want to be circles, edge, or maybe just outside to run it.
He's going to push a little here. Getting late in the round. He felt he should have the last one.
Oh, and chains out left.
Yep, that gets painful. Missing a couple in a row.
For
right
sure.
there at the end.
Especially when he's been having such a good putting round.
Yeah.
But Thomas gets to keep his 2-stroke lead going to 17. Good for him. And there's Leif tapping in what's got to be a very rare birdie on this hole.
Yeah. That was well done. That was the perfect shot. Caught the ceiling and got the skip.
Yeah, on my card for this day, we actually saw 2 birdies in this hole, which I would bet
Nice.
against any other card having done.
Right?
Shout out to Chris Basuino. Threw a low backhand, skipped up there to about 20 long, which I don't think you ever see on this hole.
Oh, nicely
And
done.
Corey Merle made a 50-footer or so in our group to capitalize, make the second birdie.
Yeah, I was waiting for someone to test the roller out there on the OB and come back in. But nobody did.
Yeah, it's a quick 5.
Yeah.
Real quick 5. Hole 17 is a par 4. This is slightly different than years past. It's only 459 feet, but plays probably 520 or 530. Low ceiling to start, and then you go uphill, and the hole will finish into the right tree line. For the drive, you're really just looking to get as much distance as you can and stay in the fairway. The cart path not OB here, and the green is a bit trickier with a bunch of trees surrounding that pin. You can find some difficult lies there.
Yeah, again, so the work is, a lot of it's in that second shot. So if you get yourself in the right spot here, then you got to thread the line.
Absolutely. Great drive by Leif there in perfect position. See what he can do on that second shot.
Looks like you put a little extra on it. Getting aggressive there.
Yeah, once again, those stakes are not OB. And it looks like he actually got through pretty far, so he won't
Yeah.
have too much distance left for his second shot. Good drive by Thomas.
And some of those tees were pretty slippery earlier in the day.
Oh, absolutely.
That one looked
Absolutely.
like it dried up a little bit.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because the tee is on a cart path, and the cart path is not necessarily in a line of where you want to throw your drive, so you have to run up kind of diagonal on the cart path. You can't take a particularly long run up on this one.
Yeah.
Tough to get a big distance on the drive. There's Evan putting himself in a good position. As you mentioned, Peter, it's really going to be what can they do with their second shots as long as they get out there on the tee. Oh, and a huge drive by Jacob.
That's a nice spot to be.
That might be jump putt land. for
Maybe
his
so,
upshot.
yeah.
We'll see. Here's Evan coming up. Just left the basket. Great
Looks
shot
good.
there.
So they got to punch through the trees. It's not that far, maybe another 40 feet.
Yeah.
Once you get into those trees, but you got to hit the right spot.
Yeah, good shot there by Leif. Didn't quite see where that finished. There's a jump putt for Hoop on his upshot. Leaves himself a 20-footer, 15-footer for birdie.
Thomas coming in from the other angle.
Yeah.
Worked out just fine for him.
Yeah. Off the tee, it looked like he had maybe overturned it, but it looks like he got the
Yeah.
full flight, so he got a lot of distance out of
Yeah,
that
looked
still.
like he was really getting aggressive on that one.
And a jump putt for Jacob
Ooh.
as well, and takes a terrible roll. I mean, that's been that's been this round so far for him. Is a lot of close putts and a lot of rollaways.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him clean this one up. He's had some bad luck.
This would feel really good. Oh, just high.
Yeah, he's taking his lumps on this round.
Yeah, I mean, he shot the 10 under 1053 rated round. It's a hard fall back to earth for the second round when everything's not going quite as well. Good putt there by Leif, cleaning up his birdie. Here's Hoop to get back on the horse. Yep. Nice to see one of those go in after a couple misses.
Yep.
Thomas for a birdie as well.
Yeah, these guys are just glad to get through this one without too much trouble. There's one left, and it's pretty much a got to get two.
Yeah. After a slow front nine, Leif is actually 4 down over the last 5 holes. It looks like he's really picked it up.
Yeah, he's been playing well with some good putts.
Moving on to our closing hole, hole 18, 435. I believe this has 135 feet of elevation drop. You could throw any disc in your bag. It's just a matter of finding your way there. This is technically an island green, and any OB will go to the drop zone, which is a not very appealing 70-footer.
Yeah.
And that includes shots on the golf green itself, which is OB as well.
Yeah, so this it's pretty much straight down when you're up there. It feels like it.
Absolutely.
So a lot of players will go straight at it. Some will go over those trees on the right.
Yeah, we'll see what Leif goes with. Looks like he's going just over the green with something slow and overstable. Got a great line if it has the right distance.
Looks like it's going to reach.
Oh, yeah, hits a little
And a
long.
nice-
and funnels
nice
back
roll.
down.
Yeah, it's a good little backstop hill there. This is also one of the wettest greens. It was pretty muddy down there.
Yeah, we'll see what Thomas goes with. I think the throwing right at it approach, which is similar to what Leif was doing and what Thomas is doing, is the most consistent play.
Got a little bit too much air on that one.
Yeah, that'll be a tester for sure.
The sidearm's good angle to come at this green.
Yeah, nice stability for Hoop, but leaves it a little low. See if he can make that for birdie.
Just getting towards the end of a long day. You can see the sun is dropping off the horizon.
Yeah,
This
we
was
were
a
here
long
for
day.
players meeting at 6:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Something like that, well before it was light out. We were
In the
teeing
dark.
off just after sunrise. It was a long day. Oh, and he leaves that one just short of the island, so he's
Ouch.
going to be going to the drop zone. That's the one mistake you don't want to be making on this hole.
No, not a good way to finish the round.
Here's Jacob stepping up on the 18th tee,
A little more of a hyzer route. Getting aggressive.
and
Sticks
beautiful.
it.
Wow.
Very nice.
Jacob let us know that he checked the scores going to this hole, and he knew he needed a birdie to make the lead card for the final day. He says he liked having that pressure going to that tee shot,
Nice.
and clearly
It worked.
it worked for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's Evan getting a little aggressive there from the drop zone.
Yeah, might as well. Final shot of the day.
Here's Thomas for birdie.
Oh,
just short.
very close. Would have capped a good round.
And if Hoop puts this in, he'll be within one of Thomas going to the last round. And there it is.
Very good. Yeah, a lot of ups and downs, but that was a big one right there to finish on an up.
Yeah, that caps off a 9 under round for Hoop. That's great playing from him. 10-24 rated round.
Very nice. Yeah, he had some ups and downs, and finish on a strong point makes for a good round.
Absolutely. Here's Leif. Nice birdie there.
Yeah.
Again, he
does-
finished with 5 of the last 6. That was
Yeah.
a
Some
good cleanup.
Good putts. He definitely has a good stroke to his putt.
Yeah, considering he started off slow, he finished very, very strong. There's a tap in for Jacob for birdie. Again, to make the lead card. Good for him. Nice work.
Yeah, he had some trouble. Some bad luck.
Yeah, it really seemed like the course was not going to cooperate with Jacob this round.
No, baskets weren't doing him any favors.
Yeah.
See just how muddy it is right there.
And I think he had the lion's share of the rollaways for the whole card.
He did.
Yeah.
Yep, after a long day, players are glad to be off of that muddy course.
For sure. I mean, these courses, too, are long and very hilly. Like, when we finished, I think we'd walked over 11 miles for this day, and a lot of it up and down. So
It definitely was a grueling day, those 2 rounds.
absolutely. So for our final round, our lead card will feature Thomas at -16, myself, Cody at -15 after a good round of -10 on the Hills course, Austin at -15, Chris Boswino, another 10 down, great round at 14 under, and then Jacob, as he knew, rounding out the card at 13 under.
Made that last putt. Very good.
Yeah, hot rounds there by myself and Chris at 10 under, but Austin right there with a 9 under as well. Thanks again to all of our sponsors that made this event possible. Thanks to Local Route Productions for putting this together as well, giving us coverage of this great tournament.
And thanks to Lake Chabot Golf Course for letting us play on the big property. Hopefully we'll get a chance to make this a permanent course.
That'd be nice. Super beautiful.
Join us here again for the 3rd round. It will be Sunday morning's early round.
Yeah, we'll be back on the Bay course. Should be an exciting finish.